Not only did he have 50-50 vision, but he had uneducated eyes. Turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, uneducated eyes. Okay, so his problem was not that he couldn't see. His problem is he didn't know what he was looking at when he saw it. And do you realize that sometimes it's not enough just to see, you got to know what you're seeing, or else you don't know what you just saw. Let me give you an example. If I gave you a Hebrew Bible, I'm confident that your eyes would be able to see the characters in the Bible. Let's say this is a Hebrew Bible, okay? And if this is a Hebrew Bible and I gave it to you, first of all, most people in this room, I would assume, don't know ancient Hebrew. That's number one. Second of all, most people in this room, if they knew it, they probably can't read it. I studied Hebrew in seminary, got an A in the class, but as soon as I put my blue book down, I forgot everything I ever knew. So that's another thing. Here's the other thing you don't know. If this is a Hebrew Bible, most people don't realize that Hebrews read from right to left, right. So what you had to do is you had to turn the Bible over this way, and instead of reading it from the front, you start back on the last page and read this way instead of reading that way. It's not because you can't see, it's because you don't know how to read a Hebrew Bible. Some of you might start looking for the Gospel of John in the Hebrew. It ain't in the Hebrew Bible. That's the New Testament. You got to know what you're looking at. Some of you know the experience of trying to juggle with your phone or trying to figure out something on your phone and you can't find it and you feel so frustrated, and here come your 2-year-old toddler in diapers, bottle in their mouth. Oh, that's what that was for. You have to have educated eyes. It's not enough just to be able to see. You have to know what you're looking at. And he was blessed because there was somebody in his life who had already seen what he was trying to see and would not let him off the hook unless he had seen it too. He had a trainer, he had a coach, he had a teacher, he had an encourager, he had an Elisha in his life who would stay on him until he saw what he saw. And I don't know about you, but I thank God for the people in my life who would not let me just say, I don't see it. They say, go back and look again. People in my life who say, this is what you look for. This is how you see it. This is how you determine. And whenever you think about it, the greatest singers had somebody to tell them, look again. The greatest preachers, the greatest artists, the greatest evangelists, the greatest concert pianists, the greatest athletes, the greatest business people, the greatest anything had somebody in their life who would not allow them to just say, I don't see it, but would send them back and say, look again. This same prophet Elisha, in the chapter before that, there was a man named Naaman who had leprosy, and he came down to Elisha asking Elisha, could he heal him from leprosy? Elisha said, I want you to go dip in the Jordan River 7 times. And after Naaman had his attitude adjusted, he finally decided he was going to go dip in the Jordan River. And so he goes in this dirty, muddy Jordan River with leprosy, and he dips 1 time and gets up. He still got leprosy. Elisha said, look again, look again. He dipped the 2nd time, and the 3rd time, and the 4th time, and the 5th time, and the 6th time, and on the 7th time he came up and he looked at his hands, and his hands looked new. He looked at his feet, and his feet did too. That thing God has for you, that blessing God has for you, that anointing that God has for you, you may not get it on the first try. Dip and look again.